Welcome back to the LCS Academy, powered by Verizon. I'm Azell, joined by Joshi and Pyrotechnics yet again, as we're into the final halftime show of the day. I can't believe we've already arrived here after a incredible game number one. We'll get to that in just a little bit. There's a lot to talk about.
Oh boy,
a lot happened. It was very close on both sides, but I got another new one for us today to play, and it's an episode of Academy Would You Rather. I have chosen 3 clips, 3 of them. Each one we're gonna prop up on the screen here for you. We're gonna freeze frame it to start off. I'm gonna give you a choice of 2 players. We'll go ahead and bring up the first one. So I'll give you a choice of 2 players. You'll choose a player for me in this moment. You can use your memory from the game, obviously, to determine the outcome of the situation. You'll choose the player. We'll roll the clip, and then you'll see if you chose correctly. We'll do that.
I feel like this isn't fair, given this game went over 40 minutes, but I'll take it.
You know,
I know exactly where we are. Don't worry.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. All right. So, would you rather, in this situation, be Ayla or Triple?
Oh, easy answer, Triple. Triple. Right? Everybody on screen.
You don't want
I would
that?
want to be Triple.
Can I also take Triple?
I mean, yeah.
All right, you know what? Look, here's the thing.
No, you don't have to take.
Josh has been talking up Ayla. He's been talking up Ayla all day. I'll take Ayla.
Yo, I'm
because
just gonna tell you outright. I thought Joshi was gonna choose Ayla because Ayla pulls off an incredible play in this one. So let's go ahead and roll this one. See exactly what happens. I will admit Triple does pretty darn good, but that handshake from Ayla at the end of this is incredible. So it starts off pretty good. You know, TL looking good.
I mean, no wrong answers is what you're saying in this one.
Well,
That's
I mean,
good.
my big thing here is that.
Yeah, keep going. It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, we're not,
the whole thing.
play's not over yet. Remember,
So,
like.
I thought we were going to our next Would You Rather, but Triple,
no. It's the whole thing.
He makes a bit of a misplay at the beginning of it, right, where he goes for a Shuriman shuffle, but he runs into Armeo's knockup and suddenly can't get on top of Ayla and Yan. And so, if I'm in this and I can look at it with retrospect, and I'm Triple, and I can, rewind, go back, I wait like half a second, and then I go in and I scoop both Armeo and Ayla into the turret, and suddenly the play goes really well.
So I have a different reason for wanting to be Ayla in that one, because it's not so much what could have been done differently, is what he did. And what he did was he walked away with the most boss swagger that I've ever seen. No flash needed at all. And he had like 100 HP and he just walked out of that. So I'll take Ayla for that.
Yeah. For me, like I said, I would have chosen Ayla. All right, so we'll go ahead and bring up the second clip. I'll give you a choice here as we do bring it up. Jenkins or Triple? Again, back to the Triple conversation in this one.
I'm taking Triple on this
There was a lot of, after the 20-minute mark, there was a lot of fights that were set up very similar. So I'm hoping your memory doesn't serve you that well here. But you can choose either would you rather be in this situation before we hit the play button, Jenkins or Triple.
I feel like looking at this one, I feel like Jenkins just has a really tough job to actually like make anything happen here, and so I think I pick Triple mostly because I feel like my job is relatively easy in this upcoming team fight. I don't necessarily need to make anything happen, whereas Jenkins just kind of has to sit around and hope that Team Liquid overextend.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I said like right at the beginning, I think I'd rather be Triple here. I think I remember what happens in this one. I don't think it works out that well for Jenkins.
Well, let's go ahead and play the clip and find out. They have chosen to be Triple in this situation instead of Jenkins.
Or a triple-double.
Triple-double. Double-triple?
Yeah.
I mean, that is what it's named after, right? It's a hamburger.
It is a bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's an interesting dive.
This feels. You don't want to be Jenkins. This feels bad, man. Like,
it does. It does. He tries though. He tries.
He does. And Triple basically prevents worse things from happening in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. I think you guys were in the safe bet. I like the charge. I think being able to go in there like that is super fun, even if it doesn't.
It's so hard.
I like to be Triple most of this game, but not that.
You have to be like isolating Harry in order to make that charge really have much of an impact, and I think that's the biggest reason. Like, in general, I think it would be pretty cool to be Jenkins, but in this game in particular, for most of it, I agree with Pyra. I would prefer to be Triple most of the game.
Well, let's go ahead and bring up our third and final clip. This one's a bit of a personal one for me as an ADC main. It is an ADC matchup. Would you rather be Jan or Meech in this situation? You see, it's about to be
That's a tough one.
Look at the positioning of this one. Like,
so
it's fun. So you
I hate that I'm picking this because I never want to pick an Aphelios over a Cliff.
But like, that's a good point. I don't play either of these characters.
I want Aphelios to fall out of meta so hard. I'm so tired.
You will
of
never.
Him
he has
gun
too many
swapping
guns.
Crap. Yeah, I don't care anymore. But I feel like I have to be Jan in this one. You know why? Because he's got Ayla.
Because he's got Ayla. All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Yoshi?
I would pick Jan here as well for kind of a similar reason. You know, one, I have Ayla in my back pocket. Two, I've got a Seraphine that's making me very strong. But I think the bigger thing is I look at this as an AD carry and I say, huh, they have no threats. They can't hit me.
Winnable.
Yeah.
There are very few things more fun in League of Legends than being an AD carry who cannot be attacked. You just sit there, I'm hitting, I'm free hitting. Nobody
What
can
about
touch
one
me.
that can jump around? You know, it's built into the kit. You just go in and out. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I bet at both these characters. That doesn't really help me much.
Yeah, you're right. All right, both of you did a vote for Jan in the Who Would You Rather Be. So let's go ahead and play the clip and see how this works out.
Is he gonna triple here?
It starts off with a Meech
right?
flash, so I think you're safe right now having
this
picked
was-
it.
Rosethorn like delivered Bradley into the team, and that felt bad.
Yeah.
But
It's
Yeah,
a,
definitely
it's
a
a
Jan,
good
right?
part.
Like-
I mean, Jan is literally untouched to this point.
Nobody has even
Has to
tried to
flash
get on
when
him.
it's worth.
Yeah. And like Meech,
And then there's the rest of his play.
Yeah.
I will say after this, I would much rather be triple than Armeo.
Hey,
Yes.
True.
Because
The
I love that we get this
execution.
bit.
The
Oh, yeah.
The fact that we
Yeah.
got 2 executes,
Nope.
I believe
I-
neither of them intentional this game, was hilarious.
I actually cut it before that because I put the focus on Yonder Beach. I love that we were still able to show the under tower. Armeo
Production was like, no, we got to use
we
this.
gotta show him. We gotta show him going under the tower. But again, I wanna circle back. That was a fun episode of Would You Rather. Definitely some interesting selections there. You guys have
great picks
chosen
there.
right
Oh.
pretty much every time. But in
Let's go
terms
us.
of the game, right, we gotta circle back to it because it was such an incredible start to this series, and I think. At this point, I'm wondering how close and what the comms were for CLG Academy in that situation because they were literally feet away from taking a victory here, Joshi.
We saw, I think the biggest difference, right, is we saw that CLG chose to try and take on the Seraphine in a very different way than Dignitas did. And you can try and kite it out, but I feel as though CLG's way of dealing with the Seraphine was a lot tougher when you actually came to team fights, right? You didn't have easy access to the Seraphine. There's a lot of focus on Rosethorn and Triple, but both of their knockbacks are a little bit inconsistent and difficult to get in range to do in the first place. And that really made it kind of difficult for them to attack the Seraphine. And so I feel like they did a fantastic job with the Barons League, taking this huge gold lead early on, and it really just went wrong, right? After Team Liquid let the inhibitor die, Team Liquid went bottom lane, instantly win a fight, and they stopped the bleeding.
Yeah.
And I think if that fight goes differently, CLG can win.
Yeah, I think so as well. We'll see how it all turns out if the Kryptonite turns on here for game number 2. His champ select is ready to go. So for the last time of the day, Pyra and Joshi, take it away.
Bye, Lennon. Last time of the week, in
Thanks
fact.
again, Lennon. Yeah, my goodness, and all the way into this new round robin. All right, here we'll see if Team Liquid Honda are going to be able to turn it fully around and get the 2-0 after they 0-2'd on that first meeting of the teams. But we are to pick bans once again, Joshi. No Volibear, no Corki.
Pyro, would you
No
rather
Velvet fan.
be CLG or Team Liquid going into this game before we see the rest of the draft?
Ooh. Oh, that's such a hard call. I'm not going to look at the pick ban.
The whole time,
CLG.
we have no
CLG.
idea.
I'm calling
CLG.
It's CLG. It's CLG. I think they lost by inches. I think they can be very proud of what they've done so far. Team Liquid have much more pressure on them to deliver. I think CLG don't have that pressure, but also CLG are blue side, and there's no Bel'Veth ban.
No Bel'Veth ban, no Seraphine ban. CLG
There's the Seraphine ban.
the Seraphine, now Team Liquid ban the Bel'Veth? Yeah?
Let's see. Rosethorn's
Doing
already
little
going in on it.
bans. He's already played it. It was very dominant. Do Team Liquid think they can beat it?
Have they forgotten? Our memory's so short. They left it open. They banned the cat. Are we getting it finally today?
I think we do. I think CLG first pick it right here.
Oh, there we go! Rosethorn's back on. Okay, now I'm definitely thinking CLG.
I definitely like CLG from this position. Now, Team Liquid, they've seen what other teams have done, and there are two ways that you can play against the Bel'Veth. One, you outrange the crap out of it. You don't let it really participate in fights, and then it can't reset, it can't hurt you. What can't touch you can't hurt you. But the other way to deal with it is you fight them to the death at every Rift Herald. And so that means you need to take a fight at 8 minutes. That means you need to take a fight at, I think it's 14 minutes, and then you fight them at 20 minutes and every 6 minutes from then on. And that is the way that Team Liquid can choose to actually fight against the Bel'Veth. They're picking up the Wukong, they have the Zeri. It says to me that they aren't trying to outrange it, they're trying to just outclass CLG at these fights around the neutral objectives.
So they are going to be playing League of Legends fights on a schedule, planning out the itinerary. Very, very courteous for people who have tight schedules for sure. CLG, what do they pair with this? We have already seen the Rat from Meech once. It was an absolute knockout as a Zeri counter, but they paired it with Yuumi. So he's going to have to do something a little bit different this time around with that being banned away. I do think Team Liquid Honda were possibly expecting that. What would you add into this one? Would you, well, the Lulu is, yeah, I didn't give you enough time, but yeah, cool.
Yeah, you have a lot of auto attacks coming out from both Rosethorn and Meech at this point, and I feel as though CLG, the one thing they always look at for Twitch is you need that first kill. Once you get that first kill, it feels like it counts for so much because Twitch just needs to be a little bit ahead of the curve to have enough damage. And now Team Liquid, I mean, both teams, they know what the game plan is, they are opting into it, and so I kind of, you know, it's too early to say this, but I kind of want to say that whoever wins the first Rift Herald fight wins the game, right? It is that important at the 8-minute mark, between 8 and 10 minutes. And the crucial thing about Team Liquid, they don't bring Yon to Rift Heralds. They don't do it hardly ever.
Well, they may have to change that. I mean, they do have a pretty hyper-mobile bot lane that's going to be going up here, but we'll see with the next ban phases how they round out the compositions on both sides. The Kennen denied from Jenkins. Of course, the Blind Fiora ban as well does make a lot of sense. I don't want to give Bradley an opportunity to run wild up topside. Jenkins has done a good job with that counter pick of really stopping Bradley, at least in the laning phase. But with the shoe on the other foot here in pick ban, they could end up having a last pick. I think they probably want to save it for Harry, to be honest. But
I mean, I would want to save it for Bradley, right? I look at him, we've been seeing the Olaf quite a bit, but the Kled has been an effective counter pick. The Yorick was okay as a counter pick, but the thing is, Bradley does so much better when he has counter pick, when he is able to actually get into a lane situation that he's comfortable with. It reminds me a lot of the way that Surdy has been playing, where if you give Bradley an opportunity to counter pick into Jenkins, I feel like Team Liquid suddenly remove one of the easy loss conditions of just going and killing Bradley.
It's true. And a lot of mid lane bans end up being the final follow through there, since Triple and Harry still have not picked. No Ari, no LeBlanc. So we'll see if they do pick up Harry's on this one. Should feel pretty confident. No Seraphine.
He really likes the Victor. He really likes the Yone. He's played some of the Azir. The
Akali. It's locked in.
That is bold.
That is bold. They're going all in for the fights.
That is, wow, that is a bold pick coming through from Harry, right? We saw a pentakill coming out from Jimmy here as well, and that is also bold if it does get locked in for triple. He has played it a couple times already this split, but CLG, they're opting in. They have some late game win conditions. The Twitch Lulu are fantastic, and now they have some point and click stuns. They have some ways to move around the map in order to prevent Team Liquid from getting into these Rift Herald fights with all of their members.
Trying to deny as much as they can. It's going to be so important, so explosive in the early stages of the game. And for Jenkins on a blind pick, well, he could do a lot worse than a Gnar.
True. Jenkins is pretty decent on this champion, right? It's a very classic pick, but it has historically been really weak to the Olaf, which is a little bit surprising to me that they're willing to actually blind it. Now, admittedly, this was before Olaf actually got all the changes that made him the champion he is currently, with the shield and the armor pen on the axes, but I feel like Bradley should be pretty comfortable with that. He's also got a Jace that we know he enjoys playing in this matchup. The Gangplank is also very strong. He is basically undefeated on the champion since Proving Grounds of last year, but instead, they locked the Silas for him.
Or possibly it's a Akali top. I feel like there's options here. This is, okay, man, just when we thought there could be no more surprises, Team Liquid Honda have pulled one more here. This is gonna be absolutely ridiculous. Okay. I have no idea how this is gonna shake out, but I do know that we gotta watch that Herald.
That Herald is going to be absolutely crucial. And so we know this mid lane matchup, the Sylas versus the Twisted Fate, levels 1 and 2, miserable for Sylas. You can't really do a whole lot. You really need all 3 abilities to really contend with Twisted Fate. But at level 3, you get this huge wake up, and you know Bel'Veth isn't ganking at level 3. You know you have the jungler in your pocket to threaten the Twisted Fate. And so starting at level 3, Harry will start to take control of the mid lane. The top lane is a little bit more touch and go, right? Especially since Jenkins is opting to go with the Ignite. And so Armeo going to be playing the top side this time. Wants to make sure that Harry and Bradley find success early on.
Yeah, going to be keeping an eye on how the jungle passed through. Remember, Armeo was actually the one set behind in that last game, and it was one of the reasons Team Liquid had so many early woes, unusually
so
as a look for them. But we'll have to see how it goes down here. Team Liquid looking to complete the 2-0. CLG would like to find one more back to end this week on a 1-1. Onto the Rift we go for some interesting compositions, and whoo boy.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have the Ignite. Okay, Jenkins has gone.
I swapped at the last minute. All
grasp.
right.
Okay, now
Bradley does.
Something we haven't talked about a whole lot so far, Pyra, and it is a courtesy to our host, Mazel, for bringing it up. Jenkins used to play for Team Liquid. I've talked about this a fair bit, right? It's where I first met him. It's where I first got to interact with a lot of the Team Liquid players. And the only person who is still on the team from those days is Armeo. And we know that Jenkins and Armeo used to be a fantastic duo. They used to not be the strongest early game players, but they would manufacture team fights later on. They would get things set up to have these dominating positions and really allow the rest of the team to follow them. So it's going to be one of the first times that they actually play against each other with their full intended rosters, because last time they saw each other, Meech was still Luger.
Yeah, that is a very good point. I am very curious to see what they make of each other the second game in a row. That first one, absolutely a back and forth, bloody banger for sure. But as we get underway, since those of you all tuning in here and watching this game, this stream today on Path LCS, we've seen Bel'Veth banned consistently. Don't know about the other stream, but for those of you who haven't seen it, Josh, you want to give us a little bit of breakdown about this new champion, the new hotness that we saw deliver quite a lot yesterday?
You got some fishy coming through, and the big way that you actually play around the Bel'Veth is every time you get one of the Void monsters, which are Rift Heralds and Barons, not only do you get access to your true form if you're at least level 6, but when you go into lanes, you convert minions that die into Remors, the fishy, and they walk down lanes, and they're not like Malzahar minions, they're not like your ghouls that die in one auto attack. These have full minion HP bars. They will do a ton of damage because every single wave Bel'Veth walks into suddenly becomes 2 waves for your team.
You know, we talked a lot about different games today as well and how they relate to League of Legends. This is StarCraft. Bel'Veth is spawning Zerglings.
Yeah, every single time.
That's how I think.
It's like whenever you lose one of those buildings, it just spawns like a bunch of the I don't even know what they're called, but they're like spawnlings.
No, I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to think about it, man. I needed to have APM. Anyways, in this one, trying to play around, that's going to be probably a little bit difficult. But Team Liquid clearly opted into this. They clearly felt they had the ability to fight. But I have been officially requested to count the number of times that you say fishy this game, Josh. So we got 1.
I think it's been 4.
Well, okay, so every single word or just every single
it depends. We'll have to ask Kelsey.
Right.
Do you want every single time, or does fishy count as 1 or 2? So.
Yeah, that's the important thing for me.
But we know Team Liquid, they understand the win conditions. They understand how this is supposed to be played. They've seen it on cast. Okay, I thought there was going to be more there, but...
No, it's just love taps right now.
Is it lovely?
Slower start.
I guess that, you did talk about how they had a lot of opportunities to play together previously. But now Rosethorn, moving up towards the top side of the map, we said that we don't expect this champion to ever really go for a gank. It doesn't have a whole lot of easy crowd control. It only has the dash into knockup, and if that knockup misses, well, then you just leave.
That's not a problem. Kicking these things off right now. Just all about that power farm. Armeo, of course, doing a pretty good job of the match, too. Last time around, it was Rosethorn moving on into the jungle. He will actually go up top side, but doesn't find any camps to take away. So should have full information of what Armeo is doing at about this time. Should know he's down towards the bot side. Instead, get some wards down. But it was matched. Team Liquid have been able to do the exact same thing down on the bottom. And we talked a lot about the 2v2 last time around, Joshi, but Meech and Breezy, they're playing a little bit further back this time.
True. I think part of it is, Jan is not a bad Affiliates player by any means, but he is known for being a Zeri player, and panning over to Armeo, clearing the Krugs, and being seen on Vision. But he was kind of like the original Zeri player, and while, he has had some great games on it, we have seen that the aggression he has on this champion really makes a lot of bottom lanes uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, you guys play so careful here. Jan, definitely one of the players that we always look at as a standout. There's been a lot of talk of him being a potential LCS candidate. I think a lot of bot lanes in this league very, very strong. Some even more so than their counterparts. As Bradley, there's a little bit of a 1v1 into the Twilight Shroud there on Jenkins. No Narbar. That's, oh boy, he's a dead man. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are we getting an outplay? Oh, that was spicy.
Flash for Ignite, though. As long as Bradley doesn't die in the next couple of moments, that's a win.
Meanwhile, Rose Thorn comes down bottom. All right. Saying hello.
Saying hello. No summoner spells blown for Team Liquid, so the only real place on the map that we are seeing an advantage come through for CLG is a very small one up in the top lane, but now that Bradley has won that first interaction, it's not even like a large lead. He's not going to be ahead after this wave gets picked up. Whoa!
Oh, play on the edge of the Narbar is Jenkins right now. Yeah, we got to keep an eye up top for sure. Into the jungle though, Armeo and Ayla get found out trying to steal some chickens away. They will get the smite down on, and Harry is going to wrap around there as well. Mid lane actually didn't shake out too bad for Harry.
He's level 6.
Survive up to level 6 without any problems whatsoever. Jenkins about to run out of Narbar as well.
You're wild.
Oh boy. Oh no!
Oh, you're not wild.
Takes the Destiny Gate stolen away. First blood secured.
You're not wild. Okay, I get it. I understand Bradley walking forward, not willing to give Jenkins opportunity back, but Triple now has the sweeper looking to see if he can go top lane. I don't think he wins against Bradley at the moment.
I don't think so either. Man, what a play. Harry's like, hang on, I'm going to use your ult before you.
Yeah. Man, it's nuts. We always talk about the first ultimate coming from Twisted Fate and how impactful it has to be. The fact that Harry gets to do it first, usually you pick it to respond to the Twisted Fate ultimates, but this time he's being proactive about it. And look at this lane state in the bottom lane. Yang gets to walk back in, and he's got a potential freeze to play with.
He does. All right. Just going to try and keep Meech and Breezy off of things here. It's a pretty healthy CS lead for the Zeri, not something that Meech is so used to. And we did ask at the beginning of the day, like how Meech was going to look compared to Luger up against the Team Liquid side. I think he's been good. He's been respectful so far, a respectable performance so far. But I think going up against a bot lane the caliber of Jan and Ayla, we're starting to see where he has room to grow.
For sure. And this matchup, while it is a decent counter matchup, it's not necessarily the best laning matchup.
Also true.
Once you get that first kill is when they really come online. But now, shifting our attention to the top side, 30 seconds until the Rift Herald spawns. Team Liquid are starting to take a little bit more vision control up in the top side with Harry, and Jenkins will not have access to his Narbar in time.
Oh, he won't. Down he goes again. Bradley expended a bit of that energy to try and push him off and chunk him out before that's going to happen. We talked about how important the Rift Herald fight was going to be. Oh, Jan zoning Breezy and Mitch yet again.
Yeah.
Looks like they might be roaming up as well.
Ayla's roaming, and yeah, there it is. We asked if they were going to do it because they normally leave Jan down in the bottom lane to just farm it out while people fight over the Rift Herald, but they do not want to give it up. And Bel'Veth not going for this Rift Herald. They don't think they can take the fight right now, and that's going to be the first strike for Bel'Veth. If you lose both Rift Heralds, then your champion is eh.
Yeah, it's definitely not the greatest look right now, and it ends up just meaning that a little bit of time was bought for Meech and Breezy to push down bot to try and maybe secure a plate, but they don't even bother contesting. All that build-up, and they don't even go for it.
Yeah.
How dare they?
I'm a little bit surprised that CLG didn't even consider it, but at the same time, it is respectable, right? I don't think they should be winning fights at the moment. Team Liquid still feel a little bit stronger on the map, but Bradley...
Whoa. And he gets a big old gnar into the wall. Jenkins finding so much damage, and they will, in fact, bring the Twisted Fate up. Triple has eyes on him. And even though he's being gnar right now, trying his hardest to get it back, Bradley couldn't quite do it. Meanwhile, Rosethorn soloing out on this dragon. I don't know if he is right now. There's all the autos, and still it away! Harry says, thank you very much. I'll take dinner and dessert.
Scared crab. upset. I don't know what to call that. Little crab with that clap, clap, clap looking there, and Harry. That's brutal. That is so brutal. But Bradley, I mean, we saw there's one way to beat Team Liquid, and that is to attack top lane. He's picking a champion that is attackable, and while he did a decent job in the lane previously, going down to Jenkins at this point suddenly means that the top side of the map for CLG is very happy with the state of affairs.
Yeah, the bot side in the jungle, maybe not so much. Let's take a look at the play again, because Jenkins, he waited and waited and waited and found the perfect crunch into Gnar. What a brilliant move. Yeah,
Bradley, I mean, can't hide when there is a Twisted Fate ultimate. I don't really think there was any opportunity for him to leave, which means that the answer was, don't be there, right? Like, that's really all it takes. He knows his wave is in an awkward position, but this is so sad.
He had smite. He had
less than a second. Less than a second. Oh, it was down when the dragon died. No, he had less than a second left.
Harry had the smallest timing window, and he took it.
Great stuff. Harry sniffing something out. And he's also got another laning lead. We expected this one a little bit more, but it's still staying true to form.
Yeah. I think after the last game where CLG snuck that Baron at 20, I think Team Liquid were like, all right, no more of that.
No more freebies.
Yeah. But the Bel'Veth not feeling so good for Rosethorn this time around. Yesterday, it was a pretty big pop-off, if your name wasn't Acadian.
Yeah.
But right now, Rosethorn's having a little bit of a harder time, and they've given up that first Herald, so they're going to try to reset for the next.
And we know Bel'Veth, right? It's a champion that takes a lot of time to kind of scale up in order to be the most effective champion that it can be, because it's got the permanently scaling attack speed, and now Meech shouldn't get a kill here.
No, Jan's going to be able to get out to safety. Good catch, but not enough, unfortunately. Speaking of catches, good polymorph onto Harry. Shields from Ayla, though. Good roam from both supports. Ooh, wait a minute. Harry going in, forcing the wild growth out. Breezy, there's a knockup. It's a wild growth of his own. My goodness. This man's running wild.
Harry, I love watching him on these champions that he feels comfortable on, just willing to make plays. And even though Breezy went in, it feels turned around on Armeo top lane, but Bel'Veth catching karma.
Yeah, they're going to see Jenkins hops away to safety. The flash follow into the next one. They will be able to get a perfect execution as he zoops all the way back to the minion wave.
Nice, Bradley. Turning things around there up in the top lane as well. The jungler comes top, and they undo the mistakes of the previous death. So, Team Liquid, it's a small lead so far, but we know that typically in these parts of the game, this is when they build up their huge leads. When you start getting towards around the 11-minute mark, when first items are starting to come through, this is when Team Liquid start fighting. This is when Team Liquid start taking over the game and building gold leads seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah, Everfrost played it pretty early there on the Ares side. The one dragon secured by Team Liquid, stolen away from the clutches of Rosethorn. Not to mention Harry getting extra kills. It's starting to look good. Even correcting on the map up top side. Little help from Armeo, once again showcasing why Wukong is just so high in the pick ban.
True. Champion's very good. Don't. It might be gone in 12-13, but we will have to double check.
That's forever away, right? We're good.
Yeah, we got some time before that. But Team Liquid, they dropped the Rift Hold in the mid lane, potentially giving even more money over to Harry. But this is also the point of the game, Pyro, where we are now starting to care about Meech again. And we gave him a lot of props as somebody who is coming in for Luger and doing an admirable job filling his shoes. But now is when Twitch starts looking for those first assassinations. We haven't seen him leave the lane just quite yet. And, oh, Breezy, no flash.
Wait a minute, they do get the catch off. Breezy in some trouble right now. Trouble going to try to run interference. Oh, how low can you go? Breezy walks away just barely, and Team Liquid gets stuffed on this one, but they don't have an answer on the CLG side to try and get more back. They do get the stun down onto Harry, but no follow-up damage. Meech is still locked up in lane, you're right. He's just going for the power farm, trying to keep pace with Jan.
Yeah, and Harry has been more active with Triple's ultimate than Triple has, right? This is something we kind of expect with the Stylus matchup, and Harry doing a good job actually punishing it. So, now he needs to be careful, right? Because again, we already touched on Meech. We expect him to start coming mid, but look at the amount of vision control that Team Liquid have around the mid lane. They want to make sure Harry is isolated going up against Triple because they expect him to win like this.
Yeah, they're not going to let the rat sneak up on them. Maybe pops invisibility, but that's about it. Dragon is going to come up in about 12 seconds, though, worth pointing out. That's something that the teams are going to want to fight for. And the Herald as well. Rosethorn himself, down bot, getting wave clear out.
Yep.
This is all fully spotted. Team Liquid should know this is happening here. And
oh, no dash.
Rosethorn, gets baited by the crab into Armeo. Here comes Harry. Pops the ghost, but he's going to be dead.
This is brutal. This is brutal. He's already got the Blade of the Rune King completed, but dying right before the dragon, dying as the Rift Herald is spawning Rosethorn. We're seeing a beautiful way from Team Liquid to shut down Fishy Fishy. I don't know where Rosethorn's going to find his way back in. It's now looking towards Meech and Breezy as your primary damage dealers. He need to find some advantages to allow you to try and contest the Barons later on, because I think Team Liquid could go directly to the Rift Herald here.
I think you might be right. They are going to be moving in on this tower first. Should have enough power left to actually grab it. Harry is really not afraid of triple at this point. The rest of the team is also there, even using the Wukong clone to absorb the last bit of the pressure. As they get a little more damage, the laser comes out from Yon, but there we go, turning back. They got triple Breezy and Mitch opening up with the rat. Cannot find the kill. Oh, so close.
But that's the opportunity now. Look at CLG. Rosethorn's booking it right over to the Rift Herald. He knows that Team Liquid overextended, and this is his opportunity back into the game.
Yeah, they have to take advantage of it. That was the desperation. So Rosethorn immediately makes tracks. The rest of the team is going to hang around here. Jenkins should be able to help out with the effort. And unless Bradley pulls off something crazy, this one should be going the way of CLG.
Absolutely crazy.
Uh-oh.
I don't think...
He goes in. There we go. They take it. Bradley's on Breezy, though. That's pretty big. Maybe they make him pay for this one. Rosethorn, he's slowed.
Oh, kill him.
There
If you kill Rosethorn, this is big.
Into the narwhal. Bradley,
kill
Rosethorn. Staying
Rosethorn.
alive. Rosethorn manages to get one kill, but they do take him down at the end.
Okay, that means no fishy, Pyra! No fishies are coming through this time! Because Rosethorn loses his true form, he doesn't get to build all the minions into their Remoras later on. Rosethorn, he gets the Rift Herald, but it's not enough at this point. It is just looking as though Team Liquid are doing a fantastic job turning it around, and bye-bye!
Yeah, Harry's big.
Harry,
big
very
boy this
big.
game.
Big boy Harry. And now Team Liquid.
Uh-oh.
Bye-bye!
Yeah, you got a gold card, but 3 targets. This
Three
is starting
targets.
to look a little rough for CLG. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I know it's a bold statement, but I got evidence.
You got evidence, and I think this is a little bit closer to how I was expecting the games to go in the first place. Team Liquid, I love how they're playing around this very straightforward win condition from CLG, and we will look to Rosethorn, right? Even though Belveth is down, Belveth is not quite out, right? She's much less useful now because the team has a big gold deficit, but a single Baron can pick up a ton of turrets for CLG, but that doesn't spawn for 3 more minutes, and that gives plenty of time to Team Liquid to put themselves on Hextech Soul Point. Bradley.
Rosethorn looking for the chase down. They're going to get a cutoff. Triple Breezy Meech all here. And he's stunned up for a second, so the chase down comes through. Meech finally gets his kill. And Rosethorn, big old manta ray. There we go.
Big old manta, but it's being traded for a bottom lane turret. Even though Bradley goes down again, not respecting the ability for Twisted Fate to jump on him, not respecting where Meech can be. Team Liquid still coming through. I thought he was going to jump on triple, and I'm like, what? How do you do that?
Yeah. Harry has been able to close quite a few gaps here. Rosethorn, still pretty big. The duration there. Let's see if they can find any more hunts. Armeo does not know what is coming for him. Teleports up. Jenkins baiting. Armeo's going to have to run the opposite way. Now Rosethorn on with the rest of Meech and Breeze.
I regret everything.
Too late. Oh no, they want to try to get an answer back. Here comes the rest of the cavalry, but way too late. It's going to be a 5v4 up here.
It's all about Yon. Can he hide out this fight? It's very difficult for CLG to get to him.
This is Herald push. They're just going to keep them at arm's length. This is really nice. 2 towers taken down. That'll be the end of Shelly, but still. Pretty well played by CLG.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold going right back in their pockets, but now the real question is, are they going to be able to contest for this upcoming dragon? We still have a minute. Everybody has time to reset, spend their gold, and Team Liquid committed 2 of their teleports, both of their teleports actually, in order to try and find a fight here, but Armeo a little bit too far forward. We know that Team Liquid really struggle if they end up falling behind, if they go for a couple of these plays that are too fast, too furious.
Yeah, and they're no Vin Diesels, let's just say that.
This one's for
Team
family.
Liquid. Yeah.
The boys are back.
Oh no, how many references can we drop in a day? Team Liquid,
know,
though.
that's all I know.
Yeah, it's good. Honestly, it's good enough. 3K gold lead, though. it is worth noting they've been building the Drake stacks. It is another Hextech Rift, which we have seen started to be used. This is definitely a day for Dragons. We've seen some really fun rifts on the map. Rosethorn, though, is caught at Krugs, while the rest of the team is getting collapsed on by Team Liquid's trifecta here. Yawn takes down Meech and right on up, and Harry just pulling in triple off the back. Armeo, they run down CLG here. And Harry, even though he's got the wild growth, he's buying enough time with the gold. The chains are flying.
Ayla.
And that's Ayla falling. I feel like that's not that big of a deal, though.
It's, there are much worse things that could have happened. They still have control over the Hextech Dragon. They still have Armeo up. And Bradley will have time to back away and deal with the split push coming through from Jenkins. So, CLG, they are very much on the back foot, but the Baron buff has spawned. They have a new win condition to try and play for. And this build from Rosethorn struggles to actually kind of solo it out, but we saw that they were able to sneak it last game.
That's true. I have to think Team Liquid would know. That's a possibility on the table. Hextech Rift's already taken, or excuse me, the Hexgate's already taken to kind of close the gap yet again. Let's take a look at the replay, though, as CLG were not ready for this.
Not ready, and Triple coming in just is more fuel for the fire. They catch him, and they both jump on him at the same time. The only real thing that goes wrong in this play is Ayla tries to find the spot between the two turrets, and 1, 2, 3, 4... took 2 shots from both turrets. Yeah, a little bit, but, at least the cards were able to catch him. But that's really the only criticism we had.
Well, speaking of catch, uh-oh.
Jump
on. Here comes Armeo with the Cyclone. The rest of CLG coming to the rescue. That's a massive Nor. Is it gonna be enough? As Armeo going in to keep on to Mitch, but they will take him down. And now it's a 1-for-1, no jungler either side of the rift. Keep your eyes on Triple right
bottom
now.
Lane.
He's pushing down bot.
And so all the discipline that I was so excited about that we saw coming out from Team Liquid when they were playing with the Seraphine, we're not quite seeing it now, but they're also playing a much more chaotic composition, right? They're looking to try and isolate members of CLG. Teleport comes through from Harry.
That's just
pointing out the way.
I don't think he needed it.
I don't know if he needed it, but
Triple did back, but he may have backed in response to that.
Oh no. Wow,
Bradley. Gold card lands. How ninja are you, Bradley? Can you get out of this one? No, you can't.
Nope.
It's Meech opening up. 3 kills for the Rat now. This is starting to get a little bit hectic.
Yeah, fair is fair. We called out Shen Yi for dying like this a bunch. Bradley, it's your turn. What you doing, buddy? That's the 3rd, at least, maybe 4th time that it's happened so far. Again, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, come on, man. It's the same joke.
I mean, that is the long version of the proverb, if anyone hasn't heard the full one. So
yeah, come on,
to you.
It's
exactly.
Wise words of our elders.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was in Shakespeare, actually.
Mm-hmm. The wordsmith himself. Go look it up. Prove us wrong.
Someone in Twitch is like, that's not how it goes, but Jan, okay. Okay, we said Meech needed to find his first kill. He's found 3 of them. He's on 2 items at this point, and he does a ton of damage in these upcoming team fights. And so suddenly, you have a lot of targets that you really need to be worried about, right? The biggest 2 are Meech and Rosethorn, where Meech can just open up from a range that Team Liquid can kind of struggle to deal with him. But Rosethorn, right in the middle of the team, 70% damage reduction every time she uses the E and roots herself and gets all the auto attacks out. It's kind of hard for Team Liquid to focus down either of these players, and I think the easier way to play is for sure just force CLG to face check you and take a chaotic team fight from there.
Yeah, it's a strategy for sure, but I don't know how good you're gonna be feeling about that one. Now I will note another big win condition though. It's gonna be on the board in a couple of minutes. That Dragon, it will be sold for Team Liquid if they can secure it. CLG can't afford to give that one up unless they really think it's a good idea to try and trade on the Baron or something. But yeah, there's also the Team Liquid vision to consider. They've actually got eyes on Rosethorn just as that one fades away. So now Harry, going to be solo down bot, can try to clear things off. They want to set things up. That's the investigate. They'll popped from Triple. They do get the stun off, and they find the burst onto Ayla, making this a 5v4. But look at Triple, very, very low in this one. Hangs onto that gold card if they try to go in for him. Armeo flashing, forcing the follow-through. And they are not done just yet. Bradley looking for more on the Shuriken. They take down the mid laner. CLG looking for more. Oh! Harry tags his way in. A big Gnar into the wall that he gets himself. And they run down CLG before Rosethorn can even arrive.
Okay.
Behind enemy lines here. Do they have any more left?
Wheezy.
Yep. That's the emote we should have had for chat restricted.
There they go, though.
They don't have to take the fight.
I like the idea from CLG. I don't think they expected the overwhelming response from Team Liquid that came out. And Team Liquid, I like the fact they are not sticking around. They don't really care about this turret. 2 kills of gold is nice. But they got it back. They got to find themselves towards the dragon. And while they do find Ayla here, look at how crazy Team Liquid are. They're just like, you can't do that. That's our support. And then they chase him. Like, the number of flashes they blow in order to participate in this, Armeo's comes through, Harry's comes through, Jan is still not able to participate, and they just get so far forward. But eventually, the Landlord finds his due. They find Meech. They find Jenkins. Harry is absolutely stupid huge, and Breezy, the last one underneath the turret, needs to pay his rent.
Yeah, about to say, let that be a lesson to all of you. Don't be late on your rent, I guess. I don't know where we were going with that one, Joshi, but still, Team Liquid, they certainly own the Rift at the moment, looking for that Dragon Soul. Jenkins on the flank, but they really need to make a desperate play here. Can't afford to give this one away. It'll be even harder for them to get away from the chase down. Down it goes.
Just
now finding the opening. Breezy's isolated. Oh no! It's too easy to kill Breezy.
It's too easy. Team Liquid, much more classic game from them as they move towards the top side of the map. They are going to be picking up this Baron, and that is Strike 1. First Rift Herald picked up by Team Liquid. Strike 2, second Rift Herald. Strike 3 for the Belvep. You had 3 swings, and you're out unless you can find a miracle steal.
They're going to need to right now. Smite is on. Baron not going down as fast as they would have liked. No Breezy means it's a 4v5 situation. And immediately Team Liquid decide to turn for the fight. They're just trying to distract. They need time. Breezy back up. Gnar pops. Arm's length, though. This is Team Liquid respecting counterplay, but Baron's still low. Baron's still low. There's a chance there. They go deep. Rosethorn dies at the final hurdle. And the rest of Team Liquid on the chase. The Gnar comes through again from Harry. Jenkins and Breezy wave goodbye to their chances here.
We have to respect the attempt coming out from CLG. They know that's their last real stand. The game likely to end here in just a few moments as Team Liquid try and push up the mid lane.
Yeah, we've had some real long ones. I think we may very well have one of our fast games today. Just under 27 minutes. Charging down the line, they got Soul, they got Baron, and they certainly got the push, especially with the death timers being what they are. Team Liquid shred through health bars to take down Breezy yet again. Jenkins can only watch and wait as even with Rosethorn off the fountain, Team Liquid take the win for the 2-0 victory.
And what do you know? Team Liquid continuing to dominate. They see the Belveth, they understand the win conditions, and they prevent Rosethorn from having any of the success that he was seeing yesterday on this exact same pick. CLG, they gave Team Liquid a run for their money in Game 1, but Team Liquid were not about to let that happen a second time in a row. Team Liquid starting to separate a little bit from the top of the pack, right? We were looking at CLG. They came in today at number 3, 2 games behind from where Team Liquid were. They're now 4 games behind, and Team Liquid sole possession of first place.
Fantastic play from them across the board. I think that first game, very back and forth. Any team could have taken it. This time, they had a game plan. They shut down the Belveth, and they get the 2-0. We're going to go on break. When we return, looking for the interview to close out the day.
We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We're living. We're dreamers. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, we come alive. We come alive. Oh, we come alive. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. I can't believe my eyes when I get close to you, close to you, close to you. You said hello and I lost my control in just one tiny second. You do to me what I've seen in the movies, but this really happening. My mind explodes. I can feel my bones shaking to the beat of my bleeding heart. An overload. Don't know how this goes, but I'm pretty sure you just made my world stop. I can't believe my eyes when I get close to you, close to you, close to you. So pretty I could die. I can't be close to you, close to you, close to you, close to you. Close to you, close to you, close to you. Close to you, close to you, close to you. My walls are down, they've been burned to the ground by the voice of an angel. Don't say a word before someone gets hurt, it's just too much to handle. My mind explodes. I can feel my bones shaking to the beat of my bleeding heart. An overload. Don't know how this goes, but I'm pretty sure you just made my world stop. I can't believe my eyes when I get close to you, close to you, close to you. So pretty I could die. I can't be close to you, close to you, close to you, close to you. Close to you, close to you, close to you. Close to you, close to you, close to you. If you're as perfect under the surface, I don't know what I will do.
Welcome back to the Verizon post-game interview. I'm Mazel, joined by the support for Team Liquid Honda Academy. I've got Ayla with me after a swift 2-0. I guess the first game maybe a little bit more topsy-turvy than you wanted, but it's a 2-0 victory nonetheless to kick off the second round robin. How do you feel about your performances with your team's performances up to this point in the Academy Summer Split?
I think we've had a pretty strong showing so far, both myself and my team. I don't think we've had the cleanest wins yet. I think a lot of previous series we've gone 1-1 recently, maybe like 3 or 4 times. So having this 2-0 against one of the top teams in Academy makes us feel a lot better, and it's definitely a good start to the second round robin.
Yeah, cleans up from the 2-0 y'all lost to them as well. Helps a little bit in that fashion. Now, the second game, Belveth let through. They did grab it. Didn't matter, though. Team Liquid Academy still power through. What was it like to face Rose Thorns Belveth after such a dominant performance on the first day of the week, and now we see y'all be able to triumphantly come across with a win?
Yeah. In regards to Rose Thorns Belveth, I think he needs to put a few more games into it. I think it was pretty underwhelming, but hopefully he gets better next time.
Okay, I like it. How do you feel about the meta at all? Like, especially the bot lane. We've seen some crazy bot lanes. We were seeing the Yasuos come in, things like that. Even you having a lot of incredible plays on the Renata. How do you feel about the meta being, felt out by the Academy scene?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the meta right now. There's a lot of flexibility. You can play Senna with a bunch of lanes. You play it with Yasuo is a frequent one we're seeing. I think today we saw Heimerdinger as well
We
from
did.
Immortals. Yeah, so Senna being able to be played with so many champions as well as a bunch of enchanters, but also champs like Norless or even Amumu, like these melee champs. I think just
Yeah.
having such a wide range of champions that you can play makes all types of players be able to play. Like you don't have to be a certain player to fit into the meta. You play whatever you want. You decide with your team, and yeah, I'm a big fan of it so far.
I like it. So I'll be looking for those spicy picks then. I'll keep a list going for the rest of the season. Speaking of the rest of the season, though, what do you feel like is the biggest thing that you personally are looking to improve on for the rest of this play? What are you looking to kind of take to the next level?
Yeah, I think for me personally, one of my biggest goals this split is just improving what I do outside of league. So I've been reading a lot, trying to improve my lifestyle. We're going to the gym twice a week as a team. So both Academy and LCS, Team Liquid are encouraging us to go to the gym. And then outside of that, I also work with PT Alex. He works with me to help me exercise and have a program for me outside of those 2 sessions. So yeah, just making sure my lifestyle is as good as possible before I go to LCS, and yeah, prepare myself for them.
Got to get the mind right. I love it. Going into the rest of the season here, though, obviously a lot still left to play for. You just beat CLG, but is there any other competition that you're looking forward to facing for the rest of the split?
I look forward to just facing all the top teams. I have fun versing CLG, 100, Fly. Those are the few teams that, push and give us a challenge. I think a lot of the teams we went 1-1 against. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to, stomping them and making sure we're proven as a better team.
I love it because every time we talk to anybody in interviews, so I want to face Team Liquid again. I want to face Team Liquid. So, hey, here you go. Shout out to everybody. Speaking of shout outs, though, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody? You want to talk about anybody here before we let you go?
I'll say shout out to my Milena. I think he's been playing pretty insane recently. Big reason why we're getting some of our wins or like still being able to compete in the game, especially game 2. His silence was very nice. So shout out to Harry.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ayla. You got a little break ahead of you, but make sure to go enjoy that rest and get right back to the competition afterwards.
Thank you.
Alrighty. I'll go ahead and bring back my lovely casters, Pyrotechnics, and Joshi to finish out the day for us, as it was an incredible time getting to talk to Ayla and getting a refresh on kind of how he's been feeling about the split so far, Joshi.
Yeah, he's very mild-mannered, but he is actually cracked at League of Legends.
He
so
really
it turns
is.
out it's it's an interesting dichotomy from what we see. I'm very excited to get to talk to him a little bit more coming up very soon. But in the meantime, Team Liquid, they remain our top dogs. They look incredibly strong. And the question is going to be, is anybody going to catch them, or are they going to sail through to another easy Proving Grounds victory?
Man, now that we saw that second game, after game 1, I was thinking like, okay, there's some chances to take advantage of, but like, man, they crushed it in game 2. And you're right about Ayla being cracked, but apparently he's getting gains on and off the Rift, man. I like to hear about that. He's
in the
going to the gym, doing all sorts of stuff. That's important.
It's everywhere.
It's important. You got to be a well-rounded person.
Yeah, I just imagine his room just has like #gains all over the place.
It's actually got anime posters all over.
It does. It does.
Also,
Indeed.
I mean, you know what? Whatever your motivation is, right? It's all good.
Yeah.
Hey,
He's a Saber
if
fan.
you can perform like Ayla, yeah, do you, boo boo, do you? Anyways, we are rounding out the 4th week here in the Academy Summer Split, and we got another iteration of Samsung Fast 5 for you. So we're gonna go ahead and bring up all the stats. This was the stats from yesterday, the quickest times around the rift from top to bot. If there's anything that really stands out to you, Joshi, or to you, Pyra, I personally, see the fastest level 6 for Rosethorn from yesterday on the Belveth. Not too shabby, as well as just some fast item transformations, I guess, along the lines of the support role.
There was some good stuff out of yesterday. I mean, like I'm kind of looking at Kaori's fastest 10K, right? I mean, like that's pretty solid, especially because EG have had so many struggles, and I think they had a great day yesterday. I don't know how everything went down or how everything is going down, I should say, over on the Academy stream. But hey, it's good to see some answers found for that squad.
And I just think the fact that we see CLG members in 4 categories is just kind of a testament to how exciting their play has been so far when they are able to find their wins, going up against Cloud9 in particular, who is another team that we are expecting to be one of our top teams towards the end. And the other one is the Immortals. They kind of slapped around the Golden Guardians a little bit, and that's part of why we see 3 of them also in their top roles.
Yeah. Chad Jungle doing pretty well as well, I think. I love how him and Exio, there's always been that trash talk between them. They're so close in that one.
Yeah, I give a special shout out to Surdy, about a minute faster on the 100 CS there. You got this, Surdy. You got this, Surdy.
That's pretty solid.
But
was the concept one? That wasn't the Mundo game. That was last week, right?
Yeah. But this was our Samsung Fast 5 for week number 4. Again, it was just yesterday's stats, so we'll not include today's. But it's been a wonderful day. That is, to finish out week number 4. We had the duality that this week provided in the end of round 1 into the beginning of round 2 of the round robin here in the summer split. So just want to get a little breather here for a moment. And Joshi, pick your brain a little bit about thoughts going into the rest of the split. I know we did a bit of that conversation at the beginning of the day, but now that we've seen the teams on the Rift, how do you feel the Academy's panning out with this meta and the feelings, I guess, in terms of the standings?
Well, I'll start with the fact that I will echo what Bill Ayla said, that it is such a fun meta, right? We get to see so many different picks. There's no real role that is kind of locked into only a handful of things. Maybe the jungle is a little bit more locked than anywhere else, but other than that, we get to see so many different champions coming through. And also, looking at the second round robin, now we're going to start seeing some of that separation, right? I think it's very obvious what teams are comfortable with their individual level of play and can start working a little bit more on where to go from here and start building up those plans. And then you have other teams who still need to work on some of their individual play as they start to try and level up and catch our top teams.
Yeah, I think looking forward especially, it's still about building blocks that will be provided for you, or at least be there for when you get to proving grounds at some point in the not so far future. But speaking of the not so far future, it's going to be a little while till we're back out of the Rift here. Besides, a stream finishing it up with 1 series left on the day, we do have a break week because of the 4th of July coming next week. So we'll go ahead and bring up the schedule for the next day of games. It'll be week 5, but it will not be until Wednesday, July 13th. So got to keep tuned to that @Path to LCS on Twitter. I'm sure we'll have some content, things coming out to fill the needs between that time. But until then, you'll see the games that will be streamed on that day on Stream B. It'll be Cloud9 Academy versus Immortals Progressive Academy. That one's going to be a fun one. Golden Guardians Academy taking on Team Liquid Honda Academy as the second series. And then over on twitch.tv/Academy, the main stream, CLG Academy taking on Dignitas Academy, 100 Thieves Academy versus Evil Geniuses Academy, and FlyQuest Academy versus TSM Academy. What do you guys think?
I'm actually pretty sure we have, our 5 top teams versus our 5 bottom teams.
Why you gotta put it like that? Come on.
Well, hold up a sec. I mean, we got Dignitas and CLG. We were talking about Dig being kind of like the gatekeepers. They've been moving up the standings. I mean,
that's
the gates
true.
are
Might be
getting
the
pulled
exception.
back. I do think that one's pretty spicy. But otherwise, I agree with you. I think there's going to be a lot of David and Goliath stories going into the day.
It is going to be a fun one. I'm personally looking at, the solidification of some of the things that we've seen in the standings, but solidification of the growth that we've seen, especially even today, like seeing CLG have a bit of a rough series, I would say, against Team Liquid, and not being able to bounce back in the way maybe they wanted to, even being able to bring out the Bel'Veth that we saw so crucially enable them yesterday, not working against a team to the caliber of Team Liquid Academy. So I'm very excited to see how the rest pans out. But as we do, games are still going on. We got another stream going on.
Yeah,
So go ahead and
just
head
got a Barrett.
over.
Go watch
we
it.
got another Bel'Veth. Twitch.tv/Academy. We'll see you over there, and we'll see you on Summoner's Rift.
Fishy, 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 fishy.